Hi ladies and gentlewomen. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I didn't even really know was as important as it actually is. And that is something that apparently tons of you guys are struggling with. In one of my most previous videos, I was showing you guys all of my top favorite foundations, and I got tons of questions about undertones, and I also got tons of questions about shade matching. I already have a video on how I shade match foundation. It's about 2 years old, but since that first video that I've done, I've actually learned some tricks and tips that I feel like I should share with you guys that are going to make shade matching and how to detect the wrong and right shade match so much easier. Let's say you're at a department store. First of all, don't buy the foundation the day of, okay? Try it and wait, see if you can get a sample. Try it for a whole day, see how your body chemistry and your skin kind of like reacts to the foundation, if it's ideal for your skin type, and then go back and purchase it the next day. It's definitely one of those things that you kind of want to sleep on, because once you buy it, you're stuck with that bottle. So definitely, if you have the option, the first tip I would give is to get a sample or have the artist that's selling the product demonstrate on you. Of course, if that's an option, if it's not a drugstore product that's, got a tester and whatnot. What you're going to do is you're going to start with 3 shades, and I'm going to be working with my Sasha Cosmetics foundation palette just for ease and simplicity because it already has a wide array of colors. So if you can't really decide, I'm buying this foundation, I'm not really sure which one is my pick. What you want to do is you want to start with 3, okay? Just all 3 in that shade range that you think may or may not be your foundation shade. So one of them is bound to be your foundation. So what I would do, I'm going to take off my necklace for demonstration purposes. Why did I take off my necklace? Because the biggest question that I get, where do you shade match? Do you shade match on the face? Do you shade match on the neck, wrists, etc.? Now this is going to vary from artist to artist, okay? I don't shade match on the face. Reason being is that the bottom half of my face is pretty much darker than the rest of my face. I've got kind of like that natural highlight in the center, and then around the perimeters of my face, it's actually a bit darker. And you wouldn't be able to see that now because I'm wearing foundation. But that's the reason why I don't shade match on the face. Do you shade match on the neck? Most people have a dramatically lighter neck than the rest of their face. So that's the last place that I would want to shade match. To me, that would be like the equivalent of shade matching on your wrist. It's completely like almost detached from your face. It couldn't be further from accurate for a lot of people. That's obviously not the case for all people, and some people's necks are a little bit darker. Like mine is it's a little bit lighter in the center, but right up under the chin, it gets a little darker. So that can be really tricky. I shade match on the center of the chest so that when I take a photo, my face and chest and body actually match. So no face because there's way too many colors to try to match. No neck because it's typically way too light or way too dark because it gets the least amount of sun exposure. Obviously no wrist, it's completely detached from the face and it would do you really no good. So we're gonna start with the chest. So take your 3 tester shades, and then of course there's also the question about undertones and stuff like that, but that is a very detailed topic that I'm going to save for another day. So I'm going to take one color that I think is mine, then I'm going to take the 3rd color that I think is mine, and then here's the last one that I think might be mine. When a foundation shade is too light, no matter what the undertones are, it's going to look ashy. So this obviously is too light for me because it reads ashy. When a foundation color is too dark, especially if you are a woman of color, it's going to read red. Now this is probably not the best illustration because Sasha's foundations typically run cooler, but it's usually going to look richer up against your skin tone, and you'll actually see that it's a little darker. What you want to look for in a foundation is the one that has basically no line of demarcation. It's going to disappear right into the skin, and that is this one here. You can't really tell where it begins, where it ends. Well, you can because I have studio lighting and it's reflecting. That's what makeup does. It reflects light. So as you can see, this one is the best match for me. It disappears and melts right into my skin. You can't see where it starts and you can't see where it begins. So basically the idea is to get it as close to your natural skin as possible. So what is it that you do when you can't find, like let's say you have to go out tonight and you have to buy a new foundation they don't have your shade. Like, of all the shades they have, they don't have yours. What do? Do you go darker or lighter? When you have darker skin, it's a little bit more forgiving. I would personally go a little bit richer, a little bit darker if you absolutely have to. And I say darker with precaution because that doesn't mean go for a super like Miami tan. No, it just means that in a pickle, like in a pinch, if you just absolutely have to use something, please Lord, don't go lighter, because especially if you take a picture with flash, you will see a gray cast. It's going to look crazy, it's going to look ridiculous, and it's just not going to be the business. Whereas if you go a little bit richer with your foundation, it's a little bit more forgiving. So, and especially if you're already on the darker side. So if you take a picture, it's not really going to reflect anything, and you can probably make up for that with your concealer and like all of the other face products, or you can even use like a powder that's a little bit lighter to kind of balance it out. So just to wrap up everything in a nutshell of what we discussed with foundation shade matching: shade match on the center of the chest so that the face and the body match. Try to pick a shade that disappears and melts into the skin. And 3, if you have to absolutely pick between the two evils of lighter or richer, definitely go a little bit richer. Shade matching is a lot simpler than you think it is, guys. When you understand color theory, undertones, it makes life so much easier. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, and if you have any questions on what we discussed, leave them down below. If you guys really like these types of videos, these like skincare series videos, which I'm kind of just playing by ear, please let me know if you have any other topics that you would like me to discuss. And of course, if you like this video, I want you to subscribe. What are you waiting for? And be sure to thumbs up, because that definitely helps the channel. So I will see you guys at the next video. Thank you for watching. Mwah. Bye.